Hi, okay, so this video is just to explain the staff in the PV Venture. So just quickly, the PV Venture, think of it as a sort of management team that create different businesses and then go in and support them and help them create new projects and things. So I am the owner of currently 15 businesses and 15 charities, or a lot more. So I'm the owner of PV Venture. So we've got a team of staff that work for the PV Venture, and then we support with the others, and then each business and charity has their own members of staff that work for just them. Each business and charity are registered there in their own right, so it's not an umbrella company. Just think of us as a supporting team, a management team, because we run things very differently to others, so it's quite nice to have our own team. So I'm the president of operations, and then so I am involved in all of it. And then we've got Jess, who is the vice president of operations, and she's my right hand man again on all of it. And then we've got global charity development directors and global business development director. And then they are in charge of all of our businesses and charities throughout the world. So their main job is to make sure all the managers for each individual charity and business are doing the same as the charity and business in the other countries. So we are in the process of spreading each charity and business all around the world. So they would make sure they're all doing the same and go out to each countries and enforce new projects and make sure they're all running similar and tailored to the country they're in, and everybody's on track. So they're in charge of all the charities as a whole and all the businesses as a whole. And then we've got the global operations managers for each business and each charity. The guys in England then all have an assistant as well who help run all of the employees in the country, and then the global operations managers will primarily be in charge of the other managers around the world, and then there'll be operations managers and they'll have their own team underneath, if that makes sense. So the guys in England who are all here, who I can obviously meet with regularly, have to make sure that everything we roll out to the UK is rolled out to the other countries as well. And then the overall business and charity managers, the global operations managers, can make sure that everyone is doing it. So we've got lots of people to back up people. We don't want people to be on their own. And then everybody runs a minimum of 180 staff. And there are guys running classes, cutting hair, running support groups, things like that. And then we've got a lot of volunteers for our charities as well. Every single member of staff gets the same perks. Our salary staff get a little bit more because they do more hours. But all of our zero contract hours staff, everybody gets exactly the same perks. So they get a lot of perks, and we like to treat them all very well. And anybody can email absolutely anyone. There are lots of staff, obviously, that I have and probably will never meet, because there's, thousands and thousands and thousands of them across the world. But I've emailed most of them, and I'm there for anyone to talk to. That's why I quite like to do these videos as well, so they can actually see me and it feels sort of like I'm talking to you. So we like to really be a nice, close-knit team as much as we possibly can. We also have area leaders who work for the PV Venture. We've got 50 across the UK and then several across the country who run a certain area. They then run monthly meetings for anyone under any of the companies and charities who can pop in and talk to about anything. We provide pizzas and donuts and then all of our motivational techniques, like our brag boards and things that I've put up in other videos, just again to try and keep our staff encouraged, give them some social interaction because everyone pretty much works by themselves, and just make them feel really supported. And then the leaders can come to us with any concerns or anything that would make their jobs better, or anything they need, or just that they're happy. We'd like to hear that as well. So that's our team. I know it sounds a bit complicated, and it sounds like there's a going down system, but anyone can contact absolutely anyone. It's just we like to back up staff and make sure there's lots of support there. So if somebody is, really ill or, you're struggling with something, there's always someone there to help.